So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at polestar.com.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, pilots, to another episode of the Gundam Lorecast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
And today we are bringing you another protagonist anime mobile suit, which this is, again, just in the last couple episodes, we've been doing a lot of the Build Divers series, so we are continuing that trend, and we are talking about the PFF X7 Core Gundam, which is a Gunpla introduced in Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, based on the RX-78-2 Gundam. It is built and piloted by Hiro Kuga. And Re-Rise is technically Season 2 of Build Divers. Just give everybody a heads up. Technically, Build Divers has its 2 seasons, and Re-Rise has 2 seasons, but they're connected to each other. The Re-Rise is a straight sequel to Build Divers. So, moving into technology and combat characteristics, Hiroto's Gunpla, based on the RX-78-2 Gundam, its size smaller compared to ordinary Gunplas and doesn't have much firepower. It's capable of going toe-to-toe in combat with other Gunplas due to Hiroto's controlling techniques, which effectively utilizes the small size and weight of the mobile suit. He built the Core Gundam to explore the possibilities of small Gunpla and try different things. Hiroto also has various color schemes ideas for the Core Gundam, the real type colors resembling the RX-78 Gundam real type, where they function as the camouflage during the land battle, while the G3 colors, similar to the colors of the RX-78-3 G3 Gundam, and resembling surface finishers, were for space combat. And yeah, so this is a really, really cool Gunpla. If you watch Re-Rise, which I highly recommend, the Build Divers series, both, but dubs are great on both series, even in English subtitles and all that. Really well done. So the Core Gundam itself is he used a speed type Gunpla, which is literally like a quarter size to a standard Gunpla. It's small as hell.
Yeah.
Super small. It's about like half the size, if not the quarter size, of a standard Gunpla. So it's very, very small. But with being small, it is super quick, super fast. But in just you wait, it gets even cooler with this mobile suit. So moving into its own standard armaments, we have the Beam Vulcan, which is mounted on the head. The pair of Beam Vulcans have a low firepower and are mainly used for intercepting incoming enemy units and attacks such as missiles. We have the Core Spray Gun, which is a standard equipment for the Core Gundam. This range weapon is effective in close to medium range. It is stored on the rear waist when not in use. We have the Core Saber, which is a close combat weapon stored on the back and emits a short torch-like beam blade. When deployed, its robust hilt can be also used as a striking weapon. We have the Core Shield, defensive armament mounted on the arm, is stored on the back when not in use. And we do have a Beam Saber / Beam Tomahawk. This is a close range weapon, beam weapon taken from the defeated allies' customized PMX-002 Bloanak Samalan, which this was it's a mobile suit from Zeta, and I can't remember which episode this was. I think it was one of the early episodes, if I recall.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, and for everybody to know, this is probably going to be a pretty
ridiculous.
quick episode. Back half might be a little bit longer than the first half. So that's all the armaments the Core Gundam itself has, which we will go into a little bit more of the other stuff, which is the special equipment and features, which includes the planet system. This is probably one of the most unique system things they used in the Build series, and I love it so much. It's great. I love this. So the system that the Core Gundam uses to dock with other parts carried on support mechs named after the various planets of the solar system to form various Gundams. This is not only changes its equipment, but also alter its characteristics, with each resulting Gundam having different performance. Hiroto created this system to respond to any battlefield, environment, and circumstances. Each support mecha has flight capabilities and can function as a sub-flight system, as well as provide combat support in battles. So it's its own wave rider, essentially. He uses it as a wave rider. But he can use the Core Gundam, pilot that, and also sub-pilot the wave rider form of the unit, and to use it as a support machine, which is really, really cool. So he can use him as a distraction while the sub-piloting the wave rider of the support mecha to attack, which is really, really cool. So even if the Core Gundam is launched in one of its alternate forms, it can still summon a support mecha to switch form or for support. However, Hiroto sometimes has difficulties controlling the support mechas and the Gundam simultaneously if the battle gets heated. Besides the standard core change, there is also a limited change, which allows the Core Gundam in one of its alternate forms to partially switch parts with those of a summoned support mecha. Which, the end of season 2 of Re-Rise, he does a limited change of the entire planet system, which is insane because he has so many different parts and he's just annihilating the opponents in front of him because they already seen the enemy that they're facing, seen all his core changes before, but they never fought all of them at once, which is really cool.
So fair enough.
Yeah.
Why would you have fought them all at once?
Right. It's so cool. This Gunpla is so much fun to see. And that yes, they do have Gunplas for this, and also sell the individual core changes by themselves, which is really cool. So if you only want one of say Earth Tree Gundam, which is the Earth armor, which we'll go into after the mid break, you can then get all the other armors by themselves. So you don't have to keep buying different mobile suits every single time and have 7-8 different freaking Core Gundams.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Very.
And you can also there's some other mobile suits that use this armor, so which is kind of cool. But with that being said, we'll take a really quick mid break because, like I said, this is going to be a really quick episode. We don't have a whole lot. I mean, the Core Gundam itself, but we'll dive into a lot more of this armor stuff and go over each of those individually. So second half will probably be a lot quicker, or a lot longer time-wise. So we'll see.
Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
It's a Gundam!
All right, welcome to the Mother Show. We're talking about everything with podcasts. There's nothing to do with the lore of Gundam. Here, we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you all so much for supporting the show and listening. If you want to help us support the show, you can go to patreon.com/GundamLoreCast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show. You can also leave us Apple and Spotify comments and reviews. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment, we'll read it out next time on the show, which we don't have any this week. And you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my Discord servers, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check those out. All great stuff, all great fun. And, yeah, now I need to see if we have any news. Which I should have, prepped beforehand.
The only thing that I have seen is there's a high grade of the G-Fred from G-Quux is scheduled to come out in August.
Oh, okay. Fair. That's all I'm seeing, too. Also, if you play Gundam... SD Gundam G Generation Eternal on mobile, they are giving away a new version of the G-Quix SSR, which is pretty cool, and actually because it has a beam weapon and not just an axe. It has a beam saber and a beam rifle, so it has more weapons, because the one we get for free when you first sign up for the game was just an axe. Which I'm not saying it's not bad, because mine's a 3-star, completely now, at level 60, which is cool, but... And they are currently doing a new, what drops, or the gotcha thing, which now it has Death Scythe Hell EX, which is pretty cool, which someone pulled that I didn't get, and I'm kind of mad, because I didn't get any URs on that free pool that we got today. So stupid.
I had 2 pulls. I got Relena, the supporter, in the first one.
What?
And in the second one, I got Death Scythe Hell.
You son of a gun. That's BS. But anyway, that sucks for me. Other than that, you can join our Discord, talk to people on our Discord, because we have so much activity in our Discord, which is great. Showcasing GB4 photos, showcasing Gunpla photos, all great cool stuff. And, the Gundam TCG's coming out here in the next month. Just give everybody heads up, that comes out in July, which is super exciting. I'm just curious where the heck we're going to find it. Because I don't know if I'm carrying it. I'm pretty sure I'm not. In my store. So we'll see. But with that being said, we're going to now get more into the Core Gundam's planet system.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar, zero patience for slow walkers, those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night, have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit temptationstreats.com to learn more.
All right, so the planet system, which is really cool. So first off, we have the Earth armor, which obviously is based off Earth. This is a support mecha for the Core Gundam, which consists of a combination parts of the Earth Tree Gundam, a well-balanced form. So, the Earth Tree Gundam itself is really cool. It's a blue style of paint job format. It consists of a beam Vulcan, a beam saber, its a beam rifle, which is different. So the main weapon of the Earth Tree Gundam is the upgraded form of the Core Gundam's Core Spray gun. Through combining the parts with the Earth armor, in this state, its effective range is improved to medium to long range, and the sensors are also enhanced. As an alternate firing mode, the blast shooting mode, where it connects to the shield and receives energy for a powerful shot. In this mode, it has the front of the rifle is also expands. Yeah, this is insane because it shoots super long and it's like a gigantic freaking beam that no, you can't block it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck blocking this thing. It's freaking insane. It's awesome though. He uses this in episode 1 of Re-Rise and primarily throughout the series. Earth Tree is one of his go-tos. Then we have the Mars Armor, which is a support mecha that carries the combination for the Mars 4 Gundam, a close combat form. Now this one's cool. The Mars 4 Gundam is all red. Its color scheme is red, which makes sense because Mars is red. With its armaments, not only does it have the beam Vulcan, beam saber, it has a shield, it has the slash blade, so a pair of swords that built exclusively for the Mars 4 Gundam. They are basically used as physical swords, but are built-in beam generators, and the handles allow them to be used to generate beam blades and to launch beam bullets. He also has a heat rev axe or rev sword. Physical sword that can be heated to a red hot state, usually mounted on the bottom of the backpack. He also has a heat rev axe, which is also the same thing but as an axe. He has the over slash blade. 2 slash blades can combine to form an over slash blade, which is a sharper and longer sword. And then he has the hard heat rev sword, which is the heat rev axe can combine with the sword to form a hard heat rev sword, which can melt through various forms of armor with super high heat. Which is, this thing's freaking sick. Like if you want a close combat armor, that's the one to go to. Next is the Venus Armor, which is a support mecha that carries a combination parts of the V2 Gundam, which is a heavy weapons form. So the V2 Gundam is a turquoise-style color scheme for the armor. It has the beam Vulcan, beam saber. It has a hand missile pod, which is on the forearms that has a pair of 2 tube missile pods that fire at medium-sized missiles. You have a big beam bazooka. So this is a massive portable firearm created by combining parts of the Venus armor with the Core Gundam's Core Spray gun. It has excellent accuracy and destructive power against high speed and distant targets when alongside with enhanced sensors on the V2 Gundam's core head. It can separate into beam guns that can be used individually. Alternatively, these beam guns can also combine into other forms. We also have a missile pod, which is mounted on the right side, a hard point in the backpack. A two missile pod can fire large missiles against ships and mobile armors. We have a beam cannon, which is a large beam weapon mounted on the left hard point of the backpack. The robust barrel created by Hiroto's highly precise building skills can withstand a rapid fire for an extended period of time, which is awesome. So it's just like a giant mortar. And a missile bay. So built in the ankle guard of each leg, a single tube missile pod that fires small missiles. So this thing is just like heavy arms. Literally like heavy arms as in like weapons and heavy arms as the Gundam.
Fantastic.
Next is the Mercury Armor, which is the support mecha for the Mercury 1 armor Gundam and underwater combat form. So this is a darker blue. Its characteristics is mainly for underwater combat, which is not what you see a lot of times in Gundam. So it has a beam Vulcans. It has a water needle gun, which is a portable firearm dedicated to the Mercury 1 Gundam. Besides firing needles from the top, it also has 2 underwater bits at the sides that can fire small needles and can be remote controlled to attack from multiple directions. A huge harpoon to finish off the enemies is also installed in the center and can be rewound with a wire after being released. So it's just one giant harpoon with other needles.
Fantastic.
And then we have the Fin Zamber, which is an unfolding blade-like equipment mounted on the backpack. It usually uses a reverse grip and is capable of flowing attacks and do not hinder the unit's movability postures when operating underwater, which is also really cool. Yeah, this Gundam was really cool to see underwater. That's what I really like about the build series is they can do a lot of different stuff that we don't see normally in regular Gundam.
Yeah.
So next we have the Jupiter Armor, which is a support unit that combines parts of Jupiter Gundam, a space combat form. So the Jupiter Gundam is a more of a silver white tone of armor set. Its armaments are the Beam Vulcan, Beam Saber, Beam Gatling Gun. So a custom-built portable main weapon for the Jupiter Gundam. Its rate of fire surpasses that of regular beam rifles. Has alternate fire mode that shoots a single powerful beam from all 4 barrels at once. So, just a Gatling gun, which is cool. We have the Manifer Bit, which is a beam gun unit equipped on the forearms and can be launched at the remote weapons, or can be attached to the tips of shoulders and can be used as turrets. So he has his own turrets too. And we have the multi-container bit. So normally attached to the back of the as additional thrusters, these units can be attached to the forearms and be used as beam cannons or generate beam shields to produce beam blades from its barrels and to form beam knuckles that have both defensive and offensive capabilities. The units can also be launched as remote weapons, which is freaking ridiculous. And apparently there's... Oh, that one specifically. Oh, that's something different. Okay. And then we have the Uranus armor. So the combat mecha that has the Uravan Gundam, a long-range sniping form. So this is literally all sniping. So it's a even darker blue. Geez, there's light blue, turquoise blue, dark blue, and midnight blue from what I'm seeing here. Its armaments include the beam shot rifle U7. So parts of the Uranus armor combines with the Core Gundam's Core Gundam 2's core spray gun to form the beam shot rifle U7. Can switch between the normal rifle mode and the sniper mode, where the barrel extends. A small shield with a built-in eye field generator is attached to the side of the weapon to function as a defense measure during sniping. It also has a beam saber. It has the sensor bit, which is stored in the shoulders, the back of the Uravan Gundam. The 3 remote-controlled multi-sensor units can be released for tasks such as range finding, enabling ultra-high precise sniping. The bits themselves can attack enemies due to their small built-in beam Vulcans. They can also be connected to the sides of the beam shot rifle U7 to function as enhanced sights. So he has his own extra he has spotters essentially on this thing, which is smart. And we have the Core Defensor, which is carried over the Core Gundam 2. It's mounted on the back and can function as a handheld shield. Also has a built-in beam Vulcans, which the Core Gundam 2 is just an upgraded version, obviously, of the Core Gundam. It does get a little bit more of an upgrade of how it looks and everything.
It also has a few more planets.
Oh, does it?
The Core 2 has the Saturn and the Neptune.
Oh, it has Saturn and Neptune?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good thing that we're on here. So, obviously, the Core Gundam 2 basically has all the same stuff as the Core Gundam does, but it does have the Core Defensor, which we just went over. It has a GN gun sword. Oh, the same sword by the Volklander. Oh, this is just when he was getting help from his friends. Yeah. Or soon to be friends, I guess. It does have dummy balloons, which is cool. He can shoot out dummy balloons. And then Where's the...
It's in its combines into section under the picture. That's where the other two are.
Combines to?
You know, so when you scroll to the top of it, it's part like the picture of the Core Gundam, and it's down under there.
It's on the under the page. Oh, okay, got it. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, computers. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we have the V2 Jupiter, V2 Raven. Yep, we have the Nept 8 Gundam for the Core 2, which this was really cool to see because this was an unfinished one that he did. Essentially, it was used for interplanetary propulsion. So he used it to go from Earth to space, which Gundams can't typically do that. Unless with like a specific system or like a with orbital elevators. There's also the what's the system they use in Strike or Seed. I can't remember. They use like a tram system and it shoots a freaking plane in the air. Can't remember what it's called on the top of my head. It's going to drive me insane. And then we have Saturn X Gundam, which it uses the Saturn armor, which this one is cool because so this one has a breaker drill. So it has a literal drill on its like arm. We have the Vice Pilers, which is an arm unit that can not only pinch targets strongly, but also crushes them. It's also impossible for enemies caught in it by it to escape. We have Magnetic Drivers, which is a large heavy tool armament created by connecting the drill breaker and Vice Pilers. These destructive power is further enhanced through the combination output of both units. The magnetic driver can also equip on the forearm, and through rotation, it's possible to switch between using the driller or breaker drill section or the Vice Piler section. And then obviously has the Beam Saber and the Core Defensor. Yeah, this is cool.
It's so I've noticed this as we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Each Gundam that it combines into, so whether it be Raven or Saturn X, whatever, all of them are a combination of what planet it is and which planet it is from the sun.
Yep. Oh, like the naming convention that he does?
Mm-hmm. Like Mercury 1.
Yup.
Mars 4. Earth 3.
Oh, and then he does have another core unit, which is cool, which is later in the series. This is in Gundam Build Metaverse, which was a short series they did, a 4-episode series they did on YouTube with the Core Gundam 2 Plus. And it has the Pluton armor, or Pluto armor, which is the Plutine Gundam. And it has the Fortune Sizer, which is a weapon dedicated to close range combat. Is scythe that with high cutting capabilities that used for long as a long spear by folding down the scythe blade. This alternative form is in the Fortune Sizer. Also is called Lance form. And it has the Break Low Feather, which is a stabilizer unit equipped to both soldiers, used for both offense and defense. This can be used in conjunction with the highly tempered blade parts on the legs, allowing the offense and defense capabilities that are refined and acute. They can also be deployed as shuriken-like remote-controlled weapons or attached to the forearms as used as claw-like weapons. Yeah, he has so much ingenuity in using the planet stuff. It's insane. And then obviously the Core Gundam itself, the original one, has a heat resistance film. So it's a large flexible sheet used to shield the Core Gundam from heat of atmospheric entry, as stored in the center pelvis part, and that can be pulled out once the pelvis and red armor piece slides down, which is cool. So if he ever goes from space to atmospheric, going on to like Earth and whatnot, he has this film to help make sure his Gunpla doesn't, explode, which is nice. And then we do have a little bit of history. So Hiruto appears to have been inspired to create the Core Gundam by his victory in one of the Gunpla dual GPD predecessors, or GBN's predecessor, farewell tournament against a 1/60th perfect grade Strike Gundam with the much smaller 1/200th speed, 200th size, 1/200th. So it's a standard Gunpla is 1/144. This is even smaller at 1/200th. Speed grade RX-78-2 Gundam. The G3 colors was the Core Gundam's initial color scheme following the befriending of Eve. Hiruto came up with the various color schemes for the Core Gundam, such as the normal colors and real type colors, as well as the planet system. After joining Force Avalon, Hiruto adopted the normal colors as the Core Gundam's finalized color scheme. Yeah, I highly recommend watching this series. It's really, really cool. We also have the Raven Gundam in GB4 that you can get from Re-Rise, which is the version where he uses the entire planet system in one, which is really cool. And then notes and trivia. So the planet system reassembles the RX-124 Gundam TR6 Woundwort ability to combine its limbs with extra parts. Its model number PFFX7 is similar to that of the FFX7 Core Fighters. The Core Gundam's use of heat resistance film during the atmospheric reentry is likely an homage to the RX-78-2 during the same in Episode 5 of Mobile Suit Gundam, because Amuro does the same thing. And then Volume 1 and 4 of Hobby Imaging Divers version CZ show that Captain Zeon owns 3 replicas of the Core Gundam and replica of the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter armor.
Fantastic.
And Captain Zeon is a character in Gundam Divers Re-Rise as a superhero style
his
character.
Suit is sick. Or his
He's hysterical. He's hilarious. What's
His
really funny
gunplay
is
is
you
great.
get later in the series, you find out a character from Gundam Build Divers, and he does appear in a couple episodes in Re-Rise, is Captain Zeon, and it's freaking hysterical. And you never would have thought wait, that character is that character?
Fantastic.
What?
His suit is sick though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's funny. It's cool. It's like a model between a Zaku, and it's like a combination of Zaku and Gundam, kind of. I'm trying to remember. Here, let me pull up his Gundam. He does pilot a burning Gundam at one point. Yeah, it's essentially a new Gundam with a Sabazi design. Essentially. Yeah, based on the new Gundam with remnants of Zeon on it, which is kind of cool. It's really, really cool. But yeah, I highly recommend going and watching Re-Rise. It's really good. It's a really good show. But yeah, that's all I have for the Core Gundam and all of its armors, which are pretty awesome. Do you have any final thoughts on Core Gundam, Jesse, besides its epicness? And they need to add the individual Gundams in GB4?
They should do that.
They should. They should do that. It'd be great. Be great.
I fully support this. Just like I still support the release of a Tequila Gundam Gunpla.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, they need to add more Hey, Bandai, add more DLC to GB4. Because, hello, you're adding DLC to Sparking Zero, which is freaking Shallot from Dragon Ball Legends, which is a mobile game, to Sparking Zero.
That's upsetting. Don't add him. No.
I love Shallot. What's wrong with Shallot?
We don't need that. We need Gunpla things.
Yeah, I know, but hey, Shallot's pretty cool. Alejandro Saab is freaking great. He's a great voice actor.
I never finished
Legends.
Sparking or Legends.
Or
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. No one
I
did.
never bought Sparking Zero. I barely got into Legends, I feel like.
I like Legends mainly because it's different and I like Charlotte's character. Hey, and he can go do everything that Goku can do. Which is funny. But anyway, yeah, add Bandai, add more stuff to GB4. It'd be great. We're all asking for it. Please do. We will love you. But yeah, other than that, everybody, again, thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast, and remember, pilots, stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.